Okay, so this may turn out to be some kind of major fail, but I always say that and then it always turns out to be pretty good. So we're just going to kind of hope that it works out for the best. So basically this should be fairly easy to do. The only thing is I don't know how well it's going to turn out because I feel like I kind of didn't get the right color for the embeds, but hopefully once it is all together, once we put it all together, it'll look a lot better. So I'm just going to go ahead and mix up the frosting because that way I only have to use one blender head. And is that cracked? Okay. It's a very small amount of frosting. We're just going to do the whipped cream thing for this one too. So it doesn't have to be a lot. And I don't have to strain this because it hasn't been sitting long enough and it's not very cold today. So it should be good to go. Okay, I'm just going to put this off to the side so I can start hardening up. I was going to pipe it, but I think it'll look a lot better since I did a smaller amount to just kind of spoon it on like we did last time. And then it saves, you know, for soap dishes too, because I don't have to like wash a piping bag. This is going to be a tricky one. This is apple butter caramel, I think, from Nature's Garden. And it's got a lot of vanilla in it. So it's going to basically just be brown and there's nothing we can do about that. So we're not going to try to do any kind of special colors. I just have some Hershey's cocoa powder, unsweetened, and walnut shells. Just to give it a little bit of a cakey look. We're just going to basically call it like an apple, like a apple butter caramel cake, kind of. And the cake will just be, we'll consider it like chocolate. And then we go ahead and pour. The embeds I'm a little not so sure about. I feel like they're not as good as they could be. But hopefully once we put it all together, they'll look a lot better. Also, I'm just going to go ahead and pour this as I'm mixing. And literally, it's only going to be one color, so we're going to go ahead and add the color. Since it's going to discolor, there's no point in trying to do anything like fancy with it. Alright, I don't want it to thicken up too much before I can actually get it in the mold, so I'm going to try to stop blending. It's not super dark right now, because that cocoa powder is not supposed to darken it. But the fragrance is going to darken it over time, so I don't really need to add any actual color. The cocoa is just to give it a little bit of a nice kind of color. Tends to make it a little bit cakey. Looks pretty good. And I don't think I'm going to need all of it because I'm going to do a shorter one since we're going to put so many embeds on top, I hope, or we'll see. We're going to see what happens. I really don't know how I'm going to feel about this. If it would stay this color, that would be perfect because it'd be like an apple cinnamon sort of a cake, but it's not going to do that. It's got like 7% vanilla. And that's a lot. So yeah, but this would be perfect if it was actually gonna stay this color. If I had a fragrance that didn't have so much vanilla, it would be super duper good. So we're gonna go ahead and pour, and I just kind of want to leave a little bit of room at the top for the embeds. So instead of, I didn't actually discount like the amount. I wasn't thinking when I made the oils, and so I'm just going to pour off any of this extra into these, and then it'll be okay because I can maybe put like a few of the embeds in there and maybe a little bit of the frosting. I feel like I should have like saved a little bit of the frosting, and we got to kind of let it firm up just enough to hold the embeds without you know, without letting them sink too much, but enough that they'll kind of go and be kind of in there. That is a bunch of extra. So that's okay though. Now let me just go and melt. Before I do anything else, I'm going to melt the melt and pour real quick. And we're going to go ahead and put in those little appley pieces, and then we'll have to do the frosting. Okay, so while that's melting, these are supposed to look like apple slices. And they kind of do a little bit, but they're also kind of big. So I don't know how I feel about them. Hopefully once we put the rest of the melt and pour on there, it'll be to where it makes more sense. I'm trying to put it to where it's not completely blocking the line so that we don't have to like cut. Oh my gosh, it's not quite firm enough for a second layer of apples. I don't even know if these look like apples. I just kind of feel like, you know, sometimes it doesn't work out until you get like all the frosting and everything on, and then it kind of just pulls it together. Like with those little vanilla wafers that I made. They didn't really look too much like, you know. I'm also putting these a little bit higher. This is going to take forever if I do it like this. So I think I'm just going to start throwing it in here, and then if we have to end up cutting through some of them, that's kind of, woo, too much, went too far. You got to set them down lightly or they sink, but yeah. So you see, this is why I kind of made it a little bit smaller of a layer of soap. So, and I also have a bunch more of these. They're just a little bit orangier, so I didn't want to necessarily use them because I wasn't sure they looked as much like apples as they should. But honestly, I mean, I think this is going to be good. And we're going to kind of just put the melt and pour over the top of this so we can kind of just pack these in pretty good. And then hopefully it won't be too hard to cut. I really got to get me a single bar cutter. You guys know that every time I cut melt and pour like this, it's hard to do. So then I'm going to put all the other ones in there. Let me just get this. So this is a lot more brown, which it's supposed to be, according to the website. The Wholesale Supplies Plus is where this kind of comes from. And I will try to like link it or show like a picture of what it is. I just hope this is enough. I don't know if it's going to be enough to kind of seal it. Just kind of seal it together. Yeah. Okay, good. This actually works out pretty good. Perfect. I didn't want to do too much. You guys don't know how hard it was for me to get these apples perfect. And I feel like I wasted so much. Wow, that brown did not mix at all. Yeah, I didn't really want that brown. Okay, can we not be... Okay, we're going to leave it like that. I'm going to spritz it again because this is melt and pour. And then we're going to wait. While I'm waiting, I'm going to take a couple of these and put them... See, they're a little more pinky. I'm going to put them on here and see if we can kind of make it come across that it's apples. Oh, but I didn't do, well, that's okay. This is gonna like turn dark brown, so it's gonna look very chocolatey. I'm just gonna, I just have all these embeds extra. I don't really need to do this, but it's, you know, kind of making a cute little bar. And if I don't have enough frosting, which I'm almost guaranteed not to have enough frosting because I don't think I made that much, then it's just going to be like a little apple cake with no frosting. Okay. And that's good. I kind of like just the less amount. Kind of looks like, I want to make like geode soaps. I already saw somebody make a geode soap, of course, so I don't want to like copy them. But I also kind of want to make something similar because I think it was really cool. And I don't know. We'll see. Maybe I'll do something fun with a geode because I love the whole like gems and minerals and geodes and things like that. I'm going to need another spatula. Okay, can you guys see? Does that look? It kind of looks cool. I don't know. I think it'll work. Oh, this frosting is getting good. Okay, I think it's time we can go ahead and put it on. Okay, awesome. Then we don't have to wait. Ooh, I think we gotta wait a little bit longer. I didn't think about the melt and pour. The melt and pour takes a lot less time to cool. That could be a problem. Because I don't want it to sink in to the melt and pour. Oh no, it's kind of sitting on top a little bit. Well, we'll just be careful to try to make sure it stays on top of the apples and doesn't go too far down. It kind of is just sitting on top. I feel like it's not going underneath, so we don't even need that much of it. So we're just kind of make it look like a little bit of an apple cake, apple cinnamon cake with whipped cream. That's what we're going to call it. That looked like it had a big chunk in it, but I don't think it was. Okay, I love how it's sitting on top because that melt and pour was definitely soft. When I shook it, it kind of jiggled like it was still liquidy. But I think the apple pieces are holding it up pretty good, so yay. I might have enough to do the little cupcake things. It's not necessarily going to be a very tall bar, I don't think. But I don't really want it to be tall. The banana one was way too tall on accident. And, yeah. So, okay, we're going to go ahead and use this frosting. But before we do that, one little final touch. And I'm not sure if I should do, I don't think this is going to stay. Let's see if this works. Or if we need to use, oh, it kind of does. But it's not as dark. So let's try to see if the coconut or the cocoa powder will work a little bit better. Yeah. That definitely looks darker, more like cinnamon. Okay, get on. Oh no, the fan. I'm sorry guys, I forgot. I was trying to cool down the melt and pour and then I just, ugh. Okay, perfect. Yeah. That's enough. It's not very tall though. I feel like I could have put just a little bit more. Let me just put, I want to have some for these though, so that these actually make sense. Now you could totally pipe this to kind of make it look tall, but I think it looks fine like this. The recipe is all melt and pour cupcakes. They're not even cold processed, but I want to kind of change it up and do it as a little bit of a cold process. Half cold process, half melt and pour. And that's what we did. That's what we got here. Okay, go over there. And then we'll put just a little bit more cocoa on everything, and then I think we'll be done. I wish that I didn't have soap on my gloves. Does this look good on camera? Kind of does. In the original recipe, they did like a cinnamon stick made out of melt and pour. I didn't really have confidence in my ability to do a cinnamon stick. I barely got the apples to work. So I think that that's fine. That it's because it's too flat anyway, and it'd have to be like a lot taller if it was going to have, you know, a cinnamon stick. And the cinnamon sticks that I do have, which are real, which I used in the coffee soap, that was a lot of cocoa. Did you guys see that? It went everywhere. Okay. The cinnamon sticks that I did use in the coffee ones are too big. Okay, and we are done. I'm going to go clean up. I'm going to wait 24 hours, and then I'm going to cut it. I'll see you guys tomorrow, and we'll see how it looks. Okay, it's the next day, and we're going to go ahead and cut this. And we are going to hope and hope that it is not going to break the melt and pour. I'm going to put it on its side, because hopefully that'll kind of cut it more like long ways. It might be easier to cut if it's not straight up and down. This could be a mistake. I might be making a mistake cutting it this way, but we're just gonna go really slow and hope that it doesn't break anything. So yeah, okay, here we go. Cut slowly but firmly. I can see that I'm actually cutting through some of those embeds, which I expected. As long as they don't break, that is okay. This was a heck of a time to do this after working out my arms here. Okay, slowly but surely. I can see that those wires are still cutting through that melting pour. And they're severely, ooh. Okay, do we think we rescued it all here? Okay, let's see. We did a good job. Okay. And there we have it. What do you guys think? It doesn't look like anything broke. Do those look like apples in there? You know, when it turns brown, which this whole thing, it's gorgeous like it is, but it is going to seriously discolor and turn a dark brown. And I actually think, while it does look good like this, it might look a little bit better. I don't know. We'll have to wait and see. I'll try to post it on Instagram if you're not following me over there. Go ahead and head over there and follow me so that you can see the updated picture of the discoloration that I'm going to post in like a few days. I got to wait probably just 2 or 3 days. It'll be pretty dark. It doesn't take very long. But what do you guys think of the top? I really like it. I think that these really do look like apple chunks, and I like the color of like the sauce, whatever we want to call that, butterscotch, caramel, applesauce, I don't know. So yeah, I really love it. And also I wanted to show you guys, I had made a whole bunch of these, and I think they turned out super good. So if you order one of these apple cake ones, I think I might just have these included as like a little guest soap with your order. So I think, let me know if that's what you guys want to do, or if you guys want to have these sold separately. Obviously you'd want to have it free with your order probably. And all this is going to discolor too to a nice dark brown. So we got little chocolate cakes, basically like little single chocolate cupcakes, and then a beautiful apple cake soap. I think it turned out really good, and I like the cocoa on the top, and I think that's going to really make a lot of sense and look good once this discolors to a nice dark brown. I can't wait to see it. I'm so glad none of these melt and pours popped out or broke or anything. I didn't break any of them. So let me know what you guys think, and yeah, these will be ready in 4 weeks. And let me know if you have any ideas for what I should make next. And I'll see you guys next time. Bye-bye.